Hello, Cancer. This is Book and Tarot, and I have your mid-July reading, and it's very interesting. Again, I apologize for the light. I lost daylight while I was filming. I'm trying to do all these videos back to back. So just a disclaimer before I hold on to the cards and kind of get into the reading. I did see a very specific storyline, and the last time I saw the storyline was my Aries video, I want to say a couple weeks back. And that was my first video that I ever got thumbs down for. So I want to warn you before you invest in what's most likely going to be 30-40 minutes. It is a third party situation I'm seeing. It is a liar, cheater, possible sociopath I'm seeing here that you may or may not have been dealing with. And if that doesn't resonate, I am just giving you the heads up now because that energy has kind of taken over the reading. I apologize. I'll turn my phone off. Yeah, that energy is pretty strong here. It's not solely about that. I do see it being a pretty big bump, a pretty big obstacle, but it is overcome. So if you are probably single or in a really stable relationship, I would say this reading is not for you right now. I do have a Patreon, and I focus solely on relationship readings, singles, and those going through breakups. My general readings are just really what comes out when I shuffle and I meditate on what needs to be discussed for the remainder of the month or the whole month in general. So yeah, I would go over to my Patreon, or I would just wait until I make my next video. That being said, let's get started. I do want to thank everyone that has been following me and all my socials and who have been booking readings with me. It really helps me to continue on doing what I do. I've gotten a lot of readings from YouTube. I've gotten a lot of readings from TikTok. So I really just want to thank you before I start. And that being said, let's just head right in. Upon first glance, I feel the energy of just you being pulled into so many different directions, but that's only for a very short period of time. I think you get over that pretty quickly, and I feel like you're scattered and so confused because of this magician, because of this smooth talker, because of this trickster energy I'm getting from this card. I mean, this is not always representation of a person. This could be manifestations. This could be just random miracles happening in your life. It's not necessarily a Gemini or trickster energy or just someone who is slightly dishonest. But in this case, that is exactly what I am seeing. The Seven of Cups is normally just having a lot of choices to make. The energy of the road not taken. You want to be able to experience everything. You want to be able to feel and see everything. But you can't do that. You have to pick one. You have to drink from one cup. You can't just sample all of them. And that's what I'm getting with these two cards. Mainly I see this magician as being a very sweet talker, and they make you all kinds of promises. And that's what I feel with this card, of you just holding out hope that all of this stuff is going to be presented to you by this person. And yeah, you definitely see unlimited potential. You really trusted that what they said and what they promised was true. You really felt that all these cups are going to be offered to you from this person. But the thing about this card is that it's a fantasy card. It's not really reality, or rather the idea that you could have all of this at the same time or simultaneously or instantly. It's not necessarily reality. So that mixed with the magician, I kind of feel like you came across a master deceiver. And that's why I put that disclaimer in the beginning of the video, because a lot of people don't want to hear that, and I really don't want to put negative energy out unless it applies. So if you have inklings, if you have doubts about the person you're with, and you've seen tiny things and you've caught them in little lies, just know that you're not going crazy, because this also is a card of a feeling like your reality is skewed and things aren't what they seem, and it kind of drives you crazy. I hate to say it, but with the magician, it also can signify gaslighting as well, to where you're wrapped up in this person, and their reality kind of becomes your reality, and you just don't know what's real anymore. So I feel that energy. Another thing about this card is this is someone who loves wholeheartedly. The depiction on all these decks are different, but in this one, it's more in line with the fantasy and the choices. But the Seven of Cups also does signify someone who loves wholeheartedly, who loves unselfishly. And I see this with the Magician as you doing all that, thinking you were going to get the same in return. I do feel like the truth kind of is hitting you fairly soon, or if not right now. And honestly, karma is just heavily affecting people with all these transits and all these huge worldwide events. The energy is really, really chaotic, and that's what I think of too with this card. Karma is not letting up. I don't want to get too into it because I don't know. I don't want to lose anyone else. I'll make a separate video on my beliefs about what's going on right now and my suspicions about what's going on right now. But in doing all these Zodiac readings and doing my personal readings for clients and doing putting out so much content, I really would be remiss not to discuss or see the similarities and the warning signs that are coming up. And karma, and even I know karmic relationships are something that's so overused and talked about, but it's a real thing. And karmic relationships are different from twin flames. It's not to say that it couldn't also be a twin flame, but I am seeing a lot of signs that you currently are in or getting out of a karmic relationship. And it goes both ways. Karmic for you could be, in this scenario, I'm seeing that it's teaching you a very huge lesson. For them, I won't get into it, but it's the exact opposite. I'll leave it there. And that's a huge theme I'm seeing with all of the signs. A lot of you are getting out of karmic relationships, and you're becoming so much better for it, and you're really, really you're becoming spiritually enlightened. And that's what I saw here too. I see that things not working out with this person, just to say all that, I see that what you're going through or about to go through with this person, I do see that it's a huge blessing for you. And another thing about this card is I feel like you unintentionally manifested great things by loving this trickster so genuinely. I will say I feel your energy pretty strongly, and I just feel a lot of innocence. I know it's so cliche to say cancers are naive and innocent and caring and nurturing, but the people I'm resonating with, I feel that really heavily. And I feel the devastation that might be potentially coming to you if it's not currently there. I feel like it's going to be such a blessing for you. I feel like great things are coming. I also see this as a person that you were never going to possess. You never did possess them. Not to say you wanted to, since you can't own people, but their energy, their love, the reciprocation, I just see that it was never going to come. It was never there. And they're a chameleon with this Magician card. I definitely see this as them being who they needed to be in the beginning to make you feel like you're in an ideal partnership with the Seven of Cups together. And then the truth eventually coming out as soon as they get bored or the passion fades, or I mean, there's only so long you can hide who you are. Even the most gifted magician, even the most gifted trickster, or the smartest person, they really can't hide who they are. And the thing about innocent people, the thing about genuinely good people, I mean, we're normally empaths. That's another word that's overused, but that type of goodness comes with a sensitivity that where you can feel people out. And I feel like you probably felt this person out a lot sooner than they expected. Hence the Tower moment that came up with this Ten of Cups in reverse. I definitely feel like some dramatic event will take place or did take place, and it was a reveal. And again with the third party, and again with the dishonest lover, a lot of people don't want to hear about that, or they don't want to face it, but I do feel like that's what happened here. I think when you started seeing this person, they're cheating, their addictions, they're partying, because that's definitely what I'm seeing here. I'm also seeing possible family issues on their end. I'm seeing someone who did not have the best upbringing for some reason that's coming to me. They just lived a false life in general, and the truth shook you to your core here with this Tower card. I also see this person, this magician, they indulge in just about every vice in existence. And I know that's a really heavy statement, but they got the devil as the clarifier. They got the Knight of Wands reversed as a clarifier, and they got the Three of Cups as a clarifier. So to me, that kind of tells me this is someone that is here for a good time, not for a long time. This Three of Cups, well, it's genuinely a beautiful card. It's become the third party card, which sucks because it really means family, it means sisterhood, it means art, it means just support in general. But yeah, unfortunately, it also can mean third party. You see, it says abundance at the top. I feel like this is excessive partying, this is excessive seeking out pleasure, especially with this devil card here. I know it sounds weird. This Ten of Cups in reverse, this is somebody who, to me, just didn't grow up with love. They didn't grow up with this Three of Cups. They didn't grow up with this support. They kind of are just seeking their own pleasure and their own form of acceptance and their own form of what they feel. They're not looking for love, but deep down I feel like they really are looking for it, and they're doing so by indulging in just about anything that makes them feel something, if that makes sense. I really get a thrill seeker vibe from this person. I low-key almost get sociopathic tendencies with the just seeking to feel something, but I don't want to go there since I'm not a licensed psychologist, and I know that's a pretty big label to put on someone. But I will just say sociopathic tendencies rather than call them a sociopath, because I do see a lot of lack of feeling. I see a lack of support being given to them. Even though this Three of Cups wasn't in reverse, I do feel like that is what they are overindulging in search of that support, in search of that love. I also see this as somebody who cannot resist attention. Any type of flirtation, any type of positive reinforcement from the other sex is impossible for them to resist, regardless of whether they're in a relationship or not. And that's where I feel like this Tower moment came from, where you just found out as a whole who this person was. It wasn't just the third party situations, it wasn't just the lying and the cheating. It was just you found out so much about this person, and it really made you look at life differently. It made you look at relationships and family dynamics differently, because you really just did not understand how you were with someone like this for however long you were with them, and you didn't suspect, because this is a shock, this is a upheaval, this is something that just feels like destruction, but in reality I kind of call it a rearranging. The Tower it never feels good. Doesn't mean it isn't good. And in this case, with this Ten of Cups reversed, I see this as a saving moment. I see this as you being rescued from someone that, had you gone on in innocence for too long, you would have been in this Ten of Cups with this person. You would have been in a long-term relationship with this person, but you would have been miserable. That's why this is in reverse. That's why you had the Devil, Three of Cups. Because I don't feel like this is someone that would have left you. I feel like this is someone that would have just continued acting so heartless, so cold until this happened, the Tower and the Ten of Cups reversed. I just feel like because you were so empathic, because you're so sensitive, and also because I feel like you're really protected, and I really don't want to go too deep, but I feel like certain people are protected in both the physical and the spirit world. I feel like because you were protected, that the Tower happened. Again, with karmic relationships, because I really feel like this is a karmic relationship for you. They're meant to teach you a lesson. You're not supposed to be in them long term. Karmics feel really passionate, and that's where there are a lot of wands and a lot of cups here for you, because it's supposed to be intense. And the reality is that you're confusing the lesson for a lifestyle and for pleasure. And when you get too comfortable, I feel like that the universe kind of shakes you and snaps its fingers so that you get a reality check. And that's what I feel like happened or will happen at some point for you with this person. And if you're watching it before it happens, I hope it resonates that, again, the key word here is that this is truly a blessing, what is about to happen. Yeah, I do definitely see this shaking you to your very core. I also see this betrayal shaking your faith a bit. You're wondering how you were so blind, even though, to be honest, you probably weren't blind. All betrayals feel like an attack on your intelligence, an attack on your intuition. When the truth is, people that go out of their way to seek out really nice, really genuine people that will love them wholeheartedly, if you're not that type of person, then yeah, of course you're not going to see it right away. I do see this as almost a lesson in being careful with certain energies, because just like there are really great empathic people, there are the opposite, and they tend to attract each other. So I do see that warning here with the Tower and the Ten of Cups of reverse, to just be careful not to get God, this word, entangled with those kind of people, because this time it's a lesson, but if you don't learn your lesson, it'll keep happening, and God forbid it gets worse and worse every time for you emotionally. That being said, I do definitely see that a lesson was learned here and an upgrade was made in terms of spirituality and in terms of just learning from this. But yeah, you were wondering how you were so blind. I do see disappointment in yourself with this Five of Cups. It did clarify the Five of Wands, which I'll get to in a second. The Five of Wands is known to be a conflict card, but it also can be rebuilding. If you see this card and you look at it, it does look like people are all reaching toward a goal and they are trying to build something. The funny thing is, around here, like after this set and the next cards after, the remaining cards, I do see a spiritual awakening. I think being around someone who may have turned out to be so cold, so unfeeling, so toxic, someone who grew up in such an environment that it just shocked you when you found out. And I mean, again, the devil, it does not mean necessarily evil, but in this case, it has you questioning good versus evil. And it really also had you questioning a higher power. Personally, I've had similar experiences where, there are people I've worked with or mainly have worked for, and I just see what they do to get ahead. I see how they treat people. In the industry I was in, I served, I was a waitress, I was a bartender. The people I came across doing that, a lot of them were just awful people. And they really have you questioning if karma is a real thing, if higher powers exist, because it's like, all right, well, all these people seem successful. Your bosses, they're in charge, they're powerful. How is it that they can get away with being that kind of person? So I see that being the case for you here with this karmic relationship. I really see it having you question good versus evil, karma, justice, all that. And you start questioning morality as well. I think around here you realize that you are a truly good person and you're trying to find your center with this Five of Cups too. You're kind of walking away with this rigid idea of what's right and wrong. You're also analyzing a lot, I see. You're rebuilding yourself from the inside out with this Five of Cups and the Five of Wands. And I like that they're both fives too, because as I said, here is where I feel like you're beginning your spiritual journey. And 2 fives, it means you're on the right path. So when you start questioning yourself, when you start doubting yourself, that is actually when you're starting your journey. And that's the really important part, the questions and even the doubt. I mean, I know doubt is really bad in terms of manifesting and keeping faith, but I think it's a really important part. I think you can't just wake up one morning and have faith in the universe and have faith in a higher power. I think doubt is the first step, because doubt is you questioning things, and you can't get answers until you start asking questions. So that being said, with this Six of Cups, I do see this as an analyzing card. Yes, it is reminiscing. Yes, it's nostalgia. But in your case, I really see you going back through your past and seeing if everything was as you remembered it. Which, it's interesting. I feel like this person kind of woke you up and you kind of started questioning, well, if I missed that, if I was so naive with this person, what else did I miss? And I see that here with the Six of Cups. I also see you getting your confidence back tenfold with this Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is seductive. She's popular. She's the one that everyone wants, honestly. She's the it girl in terms of the queens of tarot. But she's also the witch, the manifester, the conjurer. Typical tarot, especially Rider-Waite, she has a little black cat next to her. She has her wand. She has her sunflower or whatever kind of a flower. Here she has all her candles, she has her wand, so she really is a powerful mystical type of person. The Queen of Cups is too. She's also mystical, but she's more of the dreamy psychic type, and the Queen of Cups did show up for you, so I see heavy on the spiritual, heavy on the manifesting, heavy on just a lot of occult too. So I would look into that if you haven't already. If you're curious about it, I feel like this is definitely a sign that, especially with all these fives, that you are on the right path, and you should continue to go further in your research and see where it takes you. For some reason too, I see around here that new love is trying to come in for some reason, and I get that with the Nine of Cups, but I see this more as this is reality with the Queen of Wands, and this is you really trying to figure out, all right, with the Seven of Cups, the Six of Cups, what did I imagine and what really happened? I love that the Nine of Cups clarified both of these cards, because I feel like, all right, I had to do some soul searching. I had to do some shadow work. I had to figure out what was real, what was fake, what was imagined, and separate fantasy from reality. And once I've done that, then I can actually manifest my Nine of Cups, which is complete freedom, which is complete happiness, wish fulfillment, all that great stuff. I should also say with this Queen of Cups, I love this because with the new love coming in, especially with the Nine of Cups clarifying, I'm seeing this as, yes, somebody is going to come in, but it's not going to be a situation where you just instantly take whatever offer is presented to you, because I do see it's more than one. I also am not seeing it as something that you instantly grab and run with. So if you are dating someone, you're not in the headspace where, okay, this is my boyfriend, girlfriend, this is my significant other, this person has to prove themselves to me, because the queen is worshipped. This queen in particular, she's exalted. So I like that you go from this trickster, liar, cheater, etc., to demanding that your next partner worship you, and that's the energy I feel with this here. That being said, I don't want you to be alarmed by this Three of Swords, because I didn't get bad energy from this actually. And this came up from one of your very first readings I did for you, and the energy was completely opposite. So that's kind of how I know that this is more of your healing stage. This is more, I feel like this is you getting out of it, which honestly is what the Three of Swords is. If this was in reverse, this would be you delaying that and you not taking accountability. But this coming up right, I feel really good energy. The Hierophant was what clarified. So to me, I see this as you separating from your old self. I feel like there's always kind of a splinter once you really get into your spiritual awakening. For me, it was so painful. The shadow work that was involved, the past memories, a lot of things I've hidden from myself resurfacing. It really did feel like heartbreak. It really did feel like I was being torn apart in so many different ways, and I really was questioning my reality. I was questioning my sanity, and that's what I see here for you too. I see you separating your old ways of love from your current ones. I'm seeing you just creating your own philosophies, especially with this Hierophant. You're really questioning what you want to live by moving forward. It's great to be innocent. It's great to be empathic, sensitive, caring, forgiving, but you really can't live off of just that. The golden rule is a rule. It's not the rule. So yeah, do unto to others. Be kind to everyone you meet, but that's not it. And I think you're starting to realize that. I also see you creating a list of rules that others need to do unto you as well. Rules where, okay, I'm not going to interact with certain people, I'm not going to give my heart to certain people unless they do XYZ. And the Hierophant is really, really important for that. I like this card in particular because this person is really just meditating and really just like questioning life. This is Taurus energy as well, the Hierophant, and I love that it's in nature. So if you have any earth in your chart, or if you don't, it's the same applies. I do see this as a sign to go in nature. If you're trying to really reinvent your life and rearrange things, nature is a really good way to do that, or getting in touch more with nature is a really good way to do that. For some, I really wanted to clarify this Three of Swords, so I pulled from my chakra deck too to clarify, and I got compassion. So I see this as compassion for yourself, compassion for other people, but also realizing that compassion is not enough to live by. You do need to temper that out with some you do need a little edge. Compassion will only get you so far. So I do see that here. And this Three of Swords is really you just mourning the old you. For some of you, you may be in a literal divorce with this Hierophant card. The compassion really, to me, says that you're going through the divorce proceedings in a compassionate way. Some of you may even be compassionate to this ex that really caused your Tower moment, that caused this Three of Swords, that caused your spiritual awakening. I'm seeing lots of forgiveness here with this compassion and this Three of Swords and this Hierophant. I'm also seeing that possibly this ex is being compassionate to you, especially out of guilt, especially after being exposed. Maybe the people around them in your separation, they kind of found out who this person is and how they were living this double life. That's kind of caused them to really do right by you. I get that feeling too, but I really feel this forgiveness more so toward yourself, and not just for the situation, but for everything that's happened to you in the past. I really like this card. I don't know, now it's just like your last reading, it was so visceral and so painful, but this reading, I really like the energy from this. Moving on, I see you feeling very free, very receptive with this Queen of Wands here. This Queen of Cups, because I did mention that she comes up for you a bit later. I feel like this is just you being open now. So you've manifested with this Queen of Wands. Your personal magnetism is on 10 with this Queen of Wands energy. So now it's just like, okay, I've done the work. I've forgiven myself. Your divorce may or may not have gone through, or is close to being gone through. And now I feel here you're ready to make a choice about what's next in terms of love. I do see lots of traveling with the Sun card too. And for those of you that have a family, that have children, I see this as you just really nurturing your kids through all this, and letting your kids nurture you. I forgot which sign it was, but I felt heavy on the kids being a source of light and a source of abundance for somebody. And I do see that here, but more for a select few of you. I'm not getting children's energy, even though there is a page right next to it, so it could be possible. I do see the Sun as you getting your optimism back, where you were kind of questioning your faith here with these two fives, the Five of Cups and the Five of Wands. Once you've done that shadow work with this Three of Swords and the Hierophant, once you've set those boundaries, once you've really determined how you're going to live moving forward, you get your optimism back, you get your faith back too. I see the realization that no one can hurt you right now but yourself, and it's a really powerful feeling. It sounds a little negative, but it really is a positive thing, knowing that it's not even that you can allow yourself to be hurt, but it's you have such strong control over your emotions. And that's what the Queen of Cups is about for me too. It's just you completely being in charge of how you feel and how you react to things, and being in charge of who you give your love to, who you give your energy to. Because the Queen of Pentacles, she's a very nurturing energy, but she is as well. She allows people into her heart space, and in allowing them into her inner sanctum, if you will, I guess, she really nurtures people emotionally. And I see that being you right now, and whoever you choose to give your love to. Yeah, and I feel like you're starting to realize how protected you are, and there really is just this warmth. There's this calmness that comes from realizing that you're just a really good person. I know I keep saying that, but connecting to your energy, or whoever this resonates with, you're a really genuine and selfless person. I will say this is where I get the most energy in the spread from. I try to tell you guys that. I forgot to in the beginning, but I really feel like you're a genuine person. I feel like you're a selfless person, and I feel like you're directing that selflessness to the right people right now. And in the past you may not have, and after you've held yourself accountable, after you've done that inner work, you realize that you don't have to be closed off. You don't have to be guarded, but you do just have to be selective, and that's what I'm seeing here. Moving forward, I do see that some of you are expanding your mind. The Page of Swords is sometimes it can signify sometimes that people are watching you, but in this case, I do see it as people are watching you for the right reasons. I don't know if this split was a public one or if it will be a public one, but a lot of people could possibly be waiting to see how you handled it. And with this being next to the Sun card, the Star being the next card over as a clarifier, I do see that you impressed a lot of people with your dignity. You got the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck as well, the Page of Swords here, the Eight of Wands here. I just feel these two together are you just handling whatever's thrown at you. This can be messages, especially since you have the Knight of Wands next to it, but I really feel like you're expanding your mind. You're, especially with all the occult cards, I feel like you're really looking into that as well. You're also focused on work. I did not get any pentacles. I got one pentacle at the bottom of the deck. I think that was it for you. But for some reason, I see you seeking knowledge in regards to something here, and really mentally investing in your hobbies, and it being a form of income for you eventually. I also see that some may be relocated for work with this card. I don't know why I'm stuck on it being for work, but there will be some kind of relocation with these two cards together. Even if it's just a vacation, or even if it's something somewhere not too far away. I do see it being some form of travel with the Sun and the Eight of Wands here. I do see a promotion here, or some kind of positive attention for your work with all these eyes on you. I also see a lot of planning, a lot of studying, followed by you putting something in motion and results coming in super fast. This is like really, really fast communication, really, really fast messaging, really fast results. So I see that happening for you in regards to these two. I mentioned lots of public recognition. I really feel that for some of you, even if it's just locally or in your social circle, where all your friends again are just really impressed by how you've handled things. The Star card was next to it to clarify this Knight of Wands, and I just feel like you have a lot of good things to say to you, and you have really important things to say about healing and about just spirituality in general. I do see people wanting your opinions on things. They see a positive change in you, and they want to know how you got there, because the Star is healing manifesting itself physically. So where the Temperance is like inner healing and patience, the Star to me is like you pretty much being on your way to being healed in general, and people seeing that change in you and seeing that confidence. And with the Queen of Wands showing up in your spread, I do see it as a physical glow up, as an emotional glow up, and people just wanting to be around that energy and wanting help, because seeing you getting through something that probably was really traumatizing with this Tower card here, with this Five of Cups and the Five of Wands and the Three of Swords here, they probably want help too, because I'm sure it's never just one person going through something. So I will just leave that there, the reading there. I do hope it resonates, because it wasn't just solely a negative reading, but it was really intense. So just let me know in the comments how you took it. Let's see this here. Influences, dark attachment, third parties. This was your person. Yeah, the dark attachments. I felt really dark energy from them. I hate to say it. I really do. The Magician card was not a good Magician card. The bottom of the deck was vows, promises. I do feel like this is coming to you in some form. I feel like this can even be you promising yourself a lot, especially with this compassion, clarifying the Three of Swords. But yeah, I don't even want to get back on the subject of your person, but that's just what I felt. This also, the fact that it came up again, and it came up pretty quickly before I even really started shuffling, that could be the warning that once you physically move on from this person, energetically detach from them as well. Because the thing about these kinds of people, they're energy vampires. They'll suck every last drop from you, and when their source is taken from them, they will try to latch on. So you really have to do some kind of cutting cord method, anything to clear that energy from you, because I am seeing, especially this Devil card, yeah, I am seeing that it will be really important for you to do that. I do want to pull a somewhat more positive oracle card. I was hoping your person wouldn't come back up again. Let's see. And I think with the full moon that just passed, or the new moon, I'm sorry, that just passed, it's a really good time to do that. The energy is still pretty potent, 3 days before, 3 days after. So now would be a good time to kind of cut cords with them energetically, if you believe in that kind of thing. Because, yeah, it's a dark attachment for real, so just be careful. There's too many cards. Let's keep going. I'm not really seeing anything else. Again, I'm seeing a lot of attention directed toward you. Trust the niggle. What's the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And I feel like this kind of goes back to your intuition growing and you just becoming more in touch with yourself. And I think that's a really good thing. So I will leave that there. If you're already pretty long on time, I knew it was a lot of information. That's why I wanted to warn you in advance. But I do see really good things happening for you. I see a lot of attention coming your way, a lot of love offers. You're going to be exalted, where at the beginning you may have been the one exalting someone who didn't deserve it. I see that reversing toward the end of this month, going into next, or whenever you view this video. And I'll end there. You have a really special energy, and I'm sure whatever happens, you'll get through it. All my info is in the description box. If you do want to see an extended love reading, feel free to subscribe to my Patreon. I update it almost every day. So I will see you soon. Bye.